This is an issue that's not new to Mississippi. As long as I've been involved in politics, going back 20 years probably, they've had debates over whether or not we should enact some form of photo voter ID legislation. The legislature's tried to deal with this during that time. To date, they've been unable to ever reach any type of an agreement that would enact such a law here in the state. This past year, we probably came as close as what we would ever come. I was very proud of the House Republican Conference, who worked with several Democrats in putting photo voter ID into an election reform act that passed out of the House. It's the first time any form of voter ID had ever came out of the House of Representatives of any merit. Unfortunately, with the voter ID in this Reform Act was other portions of the bill that would not help protect the integrity of our elections, such as felons voting, such as moving the voter registration deadline to 3 days prior to the election. And I believe anyone, Republican or Democrat, that has to conduct elections will tell you that administratively speaking, that would be a nightmare. Long story short, no agreement could be reached, and that legislation died in the legislature without seeing the light of day. I'm a firm believer that the only way we will ever have any fair and clean photo voter identification laws in Mississippi is to take it directly to the people. A few months ago, Senator Joey Fillingane filed an initiative with the Secretary of State's office. And I reviewed this initiative, and it's probably about as good a voter ID law as you could get. It requires a government-issued photo ID, a photo identification card to be presented when you vote, a driver's license, a passport, a military card, a state or federal employee card, or a regular state-issued identification card that you can get now. If you do not have one of those, if you are one of the relative few that don't have one of those manners of identification, then the state through the Department of Public Safety will provide you one free of charge. So no one's excluded under this initiative either. Something I really liked, something that the Mississippi Republican Party is now announcing our full support of. While we also believe that we need voter ID, I also believe that the manner in which initiatives get on the ballot, the legislature has made that quite an arduous task, and it's not something that a couple of people can accomplish. So the Mississippi Republican Party is throwing our full support behind Senator Fillingane's initiative. We're going to commit our resources, whether it be our staff, whether it be raising funds to do mail-outs and things of that nature, much like you would with a normal campaign, and also our 82 different networks of county parties across the state, where we've got our county chairman, our county committees, Republican Women Organization, Teenage Republican Organization, here in Hattiesburg, College Republicans. We're putting the full resources of the Mississippi Republican Party behind Senator Fillingane's initiative in hopes of getting it enacted. Voter ID is something that all Republicans agree on, and many Democrats support, which is evidence of the fact that a voter ID, much like this initiative, has made its way out of the Senate every year for the last nearly 20 years. And that wouldn't happen without Democratic support. I believe anybody that is reasonable and that has the interest of the integrity and the sacredness of our ballot, integrity of our elections at heart, that they would support this initiative. To give you an update on where we are, we have to have 100,000 signatures gathered in order to get this on the ballot. It is time sensitive. In order to get it on the ballot by November of next year, we have to have the signatures gathered and submitted by October of this year. If we miss that deadline, and realistically speaking, I'm not sure that that's quite the deadline to shoot for, but that's what we're working towards. But if we miss that, we've got until February of 2012 to gather the signatures, have them verified and turned into the Secretary of State's office in order to get on the ballot in November of 2011. To date, we've got about 25,000 verified signatures. We've probably, I'm told, got between 15 and 20,000 other signatures that are in the process of being verified. So we're well on our way to meeting this goal. But if there's ever been a grassroots campaign, this is it. This will not make it to the ballot without every individual in this state, Republican, Democrat, or Independent, that supports fair elections, that believes in the sacredness of a ballot. It will not make it to the ballot without these individuals getting involved, signing a petition, getting their neighbors, their friends, their family, the people they go to church with, the people they carpool with, to sign this petition and get it in. So one of the things that makes this even more difficult is these 100,000 signatures must be equitably gathered from the old 5 congressional districts. So we're looking at getting about 18 to 20,000 signatures from all the old 5 districts. So we've got to have people's help. And I urge you to call our office at 601-948-5191. Ask for a petition to be mailed to you. Or go to our website, msgop.org, and you can request a petition there. And then Senator Fillingane and the sponsors of this initiative also have a website, which is ms4, the number 4, voterid.com, and you can download a petition there, right? You can download a petition or request one from there, ms4, voterid.com. With that, I'll be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
Would you